While rock climbing, the man looked up at the sky and surprisingly, someone fell from above, crashing directly onto their rope. Under the impact of inertia, the climber was dragged off the cliff and the expansion bolts on the cliff wall couldn't bear the weight of the two people directly popping out. If it weren't for the support hole made by their companion being strong enough to hold the three of them, the result would have been 1 death and 3 lives lost. Even so, the two climbers were not in a good situation. From a distance, the three looked like candied hawthorns hanging on the cliff. Fortunately, this was a national forest park, and after calling the emergency number, the police and rescue team quickly arrived and rescued the two climbers. As for the female corpse that fell, it is being handled by Officer Cooper from the Criminal Investigation Department. Upon arriving, he praised the rangers highly. The scene was bustling with people, footprints scattered everywhere, making it impossible to distinguish any traces left by the deceased. Then Cooper inquired about the situation from the two climbers, who naturally knew nothing. When Cooper asked where the girl's body was, the ranger Naya told him that the body was still in midair. Given the overcast sky and the likelihood of rain, helicopters and rescue teams wouldn't operate in such weather. Upon hearing this, Cooper immediately secured a safety rope to himself. Then he slid down alone, using the tripod on the cliff. He came to the girl's side and took a photo of her with his phone. Cooper noticed there were wounds on her leg, seemingly from an animal attack. The girl also had a bracelet on her hand, but just as Cooper was about to take it, the bracelet suddenly broke and fell off the cliff. Seeing that there was nothing else left behind, Cooper picked up the walkie-talkie and asked them to pull him and the body up. Now Cooper could carefully observe the body. He discovered black wool on the girl, and since this plant doesn't grow on the mountaintop, Cooper deduced that the girl had run up the mountain. Following the trail on the mountaintop, Cooper indeed found evidence to support his theory. There were handprints and footprints of the girl on the rocks. After bringing the girl to the morgue, the forensic doctor performed a simple cleaning of her body. Only then did everyone notice that she actually had a tattoo on her hand resembling an X with something golden on it. The coroner determined it was gold, indicating the girl came from a relatively affluent background. Cooper looked at the girl's feet and could visibly see some wear on her big toe, suggesting she had walked a long distance in ill-fitting shoes. But what was surprising was that she didn't have any items like a phone or wallet that could indicate her identity. A rebellious rich girl with no identity wore small shoes and ran a long distance, ultimately falling off a cliff to her death. The existing clues are completely unrelated. Cooper can only wait for the rain to stop before going to the bottom of the cliff. He wants to collect the bracelet that fell down, trying to find some clues. After a thorough search, Cooper finally collected the bracelet, and only then did he return home to sleep peacefully. The next day, Cooper was woken up by Naya's knocking. It turned out Naya was sent by the park's management to help. The case had already escalated, and the park's ticket revenue had sharply decreased, so the management wanted the case solved quickly to restore normal profits. However, Cooper wasn't too keen on Naya as a helper. He left a saddle for Naya, saying that their mode of transportation for the day was this, and their goal was to find the girl's identity. Naya was very puzzled as to why they didn't drive to check the hotels and campsites one by one. Moreover, in this primitive area, riding a horse is much faster than driving a car in many places. Since they found the girl's hand and footprints yesterday, Cooper is prepared to continue searching downward, and he discovered a small cabin. As soon as they reached the cabin's entrance, they saw bloodstains left by the girl. Cooper opened the door and found a piece of rope with blood on it. Cooper discovered some newly carved scratches, but he didn't know what they meant, so he took a picture with his phone. Meanwhile, Naya was also busy, searching for clues everywhere. Hearing a noise outside, she opened the door. If Cooper hadn't reacted quickly and fired 2 shots at the door to scare the bear away, Naya might have become a snack for the bear today. The cabin proved that Cooper and Naya had found the right place. Cooper continued downward and finally found the girl's shoes and the coyote that caused the animal wounds on the girl. Naya put the shoes into an evidence bag and Cooper continued searching ahead. On the path, he saw a sudden bloodstain, and combined with the marks on the nearby rock, Cooper took a knife and dug into a tree beside it, surprisingly finding a bullet inside. When Cooper informed the forensic expert, the autopsy confirmed his discovery and stated that the girl was first shot in the thigh and then attacked by the coyote. The bullet was sent to the police station for testing. Cooper kept feeling that the bracelet discovered yesterday looked familiar. After rearranging the letters repeatedly, he saw this familiar word and finally remembered where he had seen it before. He kept rummaging through a nearby cardboard box and found a direct clue. It was a 4-week summer program held from 2008 to 2011, and this was given to all employees and participants. However, Naya felt there wasn't much hope. This was all from 10 years ago, and besides, people could have exchanged the bracelets with each other. Looking at Cooper's gaze, Naya also understood that Cooper didn't want to hear about how difficult the search list was, but rather that she needed to get the job done well. Even after work, Naya kept comparing the lists at home. Cooper, on the other hand, remembered there was a meteor shower that night, and he lay on the ground quietly watching the sky. A meteor unexpectedly, the indigenous ranger found him and gave Cooper a fish to try. In Cooper's eyes, the meteor was very beautiful, but in the indigenous ranger's eyes, it had a different interpretation.
What do you mean?
Death has returned. People will be thrown into the sky, waiting to be cast into the sea.
I hope the prophecy of the sky is not wrong.
The sky route.
While swimming, he encountered a pale new friend which scared him into screaming and quickly calling the police. Unexpectedly, this turned out to be a serial murder case. The first case was a girl falling off a cliff, and it was identified as a murder case because Officer Cooper found a bullet that had shot the girl before her death. The forensic doctor, through dissection, also confirmed the bullet's trajectory. However, the girl had no phone or identification to prove her identity. Officer Cooper, who was in charge of the case, could only reconstruct the crime scene to find the path the girl took up the cliff, trying to find some clues about the girl's identity along this route. After carefully searching while looking at the mountain's direction on the phone map, Cooper found a bottle of pills in the creek with a golden X on the cap, identical to the tattoo on the girl's wrist. This proved that Cooper was not wrong. Cooper didn't understand the pills, but he knew there was an addict named Teddy in the park. Cooper went to where Teddy worked, opened Teddy's car door without a word, and found a bag of flour inside. Seeing this, Teddy repeatedly defended himself, so Cooper took out the pill bottle and the girl's photo, asking Teddy if he had seen them. But Teddy didn't understand this. Cooper made a deal, saying he would take the flower now and return it once Teddy found out information about the girl. However, Cooper didn't rely solely on Teddy because he knew that in this park of over 3,000 square kilometers, there was a shanty town made up of homeless people, and there might be news about the pill bottle there. When Cooper arrived there with Naya, everyone stood up and hissed at them. It was obvious that the homeless people did not welcome the police here. Cooper ignored this and asked the woman where Abu, the leader and shaman of the shantytown, had gone. The woman said that Abu liked to wander around in the wild and she didn't know his whereabouts. Moreover, didn't the deer hunter Kyle already ask this question yesterday? Why is Cooper asking again today? Seeing the woman's extremely uncooperative attitude, Naya simply took out the girl's photo and asked if anyone present had seen the girl or knew her identity. The others were uncooperative, but Naya noticed something on one person's face, so she repeatedly pressed the woman with questions, but the woman did not answer. Seeing this, the homeless people surrounded Naya. Cooper is an experienced police officer. He knows they are outnumbered, and if Naya continues to press, it won't end well. So he tells Naya to leave. Seeing this, the homeless people cheer as if they have won. Naya feels indignant.
She knows something.
Let Naya go back to continue investigating the roster. Cooper goes to find the deer hunter Kyle. Investigating cases should be the police's job, so why is Kyle suddenly interested in this case? Could there be something fishy about it? In Kyle's tent, Cooper waited for him to return for hunting. After exchanging a few pleasantries, Cooper noticed the hunting rifle next to Kyle. He made an excuse that he wanted to buy one himself and asked to try the feel of Kyle's rifle. Unexpectedly, Kyle was very alert and placed his hand on the rifle. In response, Cooper could only hand his own gun to Kyle as an exchange. Just as Cooper was indulging in the wonderful feel of Kyle's gun, Cooper suddenly turned the gun around. This gave Kyle quite a scare. However, Cooper had already achieved his goal. He used a knife to dig out the bullet. Once he takes it back for ballistic testing, he will know if Kyle was the one who shot the girl. After finishing his work, Teddy also began his own actions. That bag of flour really cost quite a bit, and now it's gone. He truly feels the loss. Teddy went to the tattoo shop to inquire about the tattoo on the girl's hand. When the tattoo artist heard about the golden symbol of the X, he directly told Teddy to get lost, saying he knew nothing. After Teddy left the shop, he saw a text message from the tattoo artist telling him not to get involved with the golden tattoo, saying it's not a good thing. There is an idiom that says, walls have ears. While Teddy was asking about this in the store, a customer behind him had a strange expression, clearly watching him. In the evening, Teddy got into his car, and before he could start the engine, he saw a figure in the back seat through the rearview mirror. That person was wearing an ugly mask, and Teddy's fate was already sealed. The next day, Cooper received a call. A few daring young people were diving, and one girl unfortunately encountered Hadi. Cooper suddenly understood that Teddy's death was because of him. Surely, while gathering information, the mastermind targeted him. At this moment, Naya called Cooper. She discovered a girl named Lucy Cook during the list comparison, who had actually gone missing in 2010 and made the local news. Using Lucy's childhood photos from that time, they matched them with current ones through technical means, and the facial features were exactly the same. A person who disappeared 15 years ago has now reappeared and is involved in a serial murder case. The situation behind the scenes must be very complex, so after finding out the information, Naya quickly called Cooper. This is a little girl who had been missing for 15 years, and when she was found again, she had already become a corpse at the bottom of a cliff. There is also a tattoo made of gold embroidery on the hand. During the investigation of the informant's tattoo, he was actually killed, which shows that there must be a shocking secret behind his disappearance. To understand what the little girl Lucy has experienced over the years, the police retrieved her family's information on the computer. It showed that Lucy's stepfather was killed a year after her disappearance. The reason was that someone believed Lucy's stepfather killed her, so they took revenge on him. Lucy's mother worked at the national park where Lucy fell off the cliff, but unfortunately, her mother got cancer and passed away 3 weeks before Lucy disappeared, 15 years ago. Lucy's only living relative is her stepfather's son, Lucy's brother James. If Lucy were to contact the outside world, the only person she could reach out to would be him. So, Officer Cooper brought Naya to James's house for an investigation. However, after knocking on the door for a long time, there was no response from inside. Just as Cooper was about to leave, a person came up from the corner of the stairs. Cooper watched him walk from one side of the hallway to the other. When the person reached the end of the escape route, he threw what he was holding and ran away. Clearly, this person was James, the one Cooper was looking for. So Cooper quickly gave chase, but when he reached the bottom of the building, he lost track of James. Cooper cautiously searched the area with his gun, and seeing that someone might be hiding by the cabinet, he swiftly appeared with his gun drawn. Seeing that James wasn't there, Cooper let his guard down. But this moment was fatal for him. If Naya, who stayed outside, hadn't appeared, Cooper would have been in serious trouble today. After controlling James, Cooper realized it was a misunderstanding. James owed a lot of money to others and thought Cooper was a debt collector. However, regarding news about Lucy, James said the last time he saw her was 15 years ago. As for afterward, Lucy never contacted him, but Cooper didn't believe him. After searching the room, Cooper actually found a marked pill bottle, indicating the drug's prevalence. Through further questioning, Cooper determined that James did not know about Lucy and the pill bottle, so he and Naya had to return to the park empty-handed. On the way, the forensic expert sent Cooper a comparison of the bullets from Hunter Kyle's gun and the bullets found on Lucy, showing that they did not match. The case has now reached a deadlock. Back home, Cooper looked at the death photos of Lucy and Teddy. Unable to find any clues, he was under immense mental pressure, so he sought out his friend to vent. The next day, after waking up, he found the Native American ranger, Jay. Since Lucy's mother was Native American and Jay was quite respected in the Native American tribe, Cooper asked him to take him to Lucy's house to facilitate smooth communication with the homeowner. Through the conversation, Cooper learned that Lucy's mother passed away, and a few months after Lucy disappeared, he moved in here. The homeowner said he hadn't seen her, and after seeing Lucy's photo, he couldn't say anything. Seeing that the communication between the two was not smooth, Jay found an excuse to send Cooper away. After talking with the homeowner alone, he told Cooper that his guess was correct. The homeowner had indeed seen a girl on the ridge not far away, but as soon as the girl saw someone looking at her, she immediately ran away, so the homeowner never saw her face. The package in hand belongs to Lucy's mother. The homeowner didn't throw it away after moving in, but also didn't know who to give it to. There might be some clues inside. Cooper took out his phone to show Jay the photo of the cabin and asked Jay if he knew what it meant. Jay's answer was intriguing. The case is becoming increasingly confusing, but Cooper forgot that he is not acting alone now. As soon as he got up, he went to investigate the case, while his partner Naya came to his house to find him. Seeing no one inside, Naya took out the horse and went into the mountains alone to search for clues. In a hidden spot, he saw footprints. Based on their size, Naya deduced that Lucy might have been here, so she searched around the footprints and found an abandoned mine. Naya turned on her flashlight and walked inside. After a few steps, she saw a gas mask. She picked it up and examined it, and based on its newness, she could confirm that someone frequently used it to traverse the mine. Naya continued forward, and unexpectedly, she stepped into a void. Naya's alertness turned into panic. Although she tried hard to grab the wooden frame in midair, she still fell into the mine shaft. When Naya woke up again, she only felt pain all over and a sense of despair. No one knows she's here now. This park is over 4,000 square kilometers, so Naya can only rely on herself. There's a saying that misfortunes never come singly, and this rain is real rain. The rain in the forest falls quickly and heavily, creating countless small streams on the once flat ground, which then converge and pour into the lower-lying mine shaft. Naya's current mood is indescribable, especially as she sees the water rising underfoot. To avoid drowning here, Naya has no choice but to take a risk. Looking at the extremely narrow passage beside her, Naya knows this is her only hope. She takes off her belt to prevent it from snagging on the rock wall while climbing the passage. Then, holding the flashlight, Naya crawls forward in the stone passage, knowing that every second faster increases her chances of survival. Just as she was getting closer to that glimmer of hope, Naya found the passage suddenly became much narrower. Without much thought, Naya decided to take a gamble and crawled forward desperately, only to find herself stuck in the rock wall. At this moment, Naya's cries for help went unanswered, and the despair she felt was beyond what ordinary people could understand. In such a dire situation, a person loses all reason, and Naya could only cry like a baby. But just at that moment, Naya heard a familiar sound. The familiar voice turned out to be Cooper, who had arrived here. After Cooper finished his work and returned home, he saw Naya's car and the missing horse from the stable. Since it was still raining heavily outside, Cooper braved the rain to search for Naya. Being a top-notch tracking expert, Cooper followed the traces left by Naya and the horse, which led him here. At this moment, the water had already reached Naya's face, and with Cooper's help, Naya finally escaped. Back at home, Cooper stared intently at Lucy's photo, wanting to know what Lucy had gone through all these years. 15 years ago, after Lucy's mother passed away, Lucy was scolded to tears by her stepfather. Back in her room, Lucy whispered to her stepfather. Then came the sound of things being smashed. Lucy carved the exorcism symbol on the door with a small knife. Suddenly, he heard a noise from the window behind him and saw that person's face. Lucy broke into a smile through her tears. From then on, Lucy disappeared from the public eye. Who exactly is the person who took this lovely girl away? The man pried open the eyes of the female corpse and squeezed in some eye drops to unlock her phone through facial recognition, but the phone did not unlock. The forensic expert guessed that the body had been left for too long and had become stiff. He took some formaldehyde and gently applied it to the girl's face, which would generate enough heat to trick the facial recognition technology and unlock the phone. Cooper wants to unlock the girl's phone because he hopes to find clues in it to identify the girl's killer. In the previous episode, we mentioned that Cooper's partner, Naya, tracked down Lucy's whereabouts and she entered the mine alone, almost losing her life when she got stuck inside. After the rain cleared, Cooper brought Naya back here. They discovered that the mine is a complex network and it's easy to encounter intersections that could change the direction of their exit. Checking one of the exits, Cooper found a familiar ex-medicine bottle on the ground, which proved that the mine was used by the drug trafficking group as a route for transporting pills. Continuing from there, Cooper saw a set of teeth, and through the familiar inlays, Cooper recognized the identity as Abu, the leader of the slum for wanderers. After searching this area, Naya found Abu's body and discovered that he was shot from behind. Now they have a reason to return to the shantytown. Behind Cooper, there was a large group of police officers. After a thorough search of the area, the police also found the ex-bottle. So Cooper decided to take everyone back to the police station to inquire about the bottle and whether anyone knew the cause of Abu's death. After some interrogation, someone finally let slip that the bottle in the camp was brought by a person named Jack. While Cooper was questioning these wanderers, Naya was also questioning a particular person. At the capture scene in the shantytown, the police did not find anyone who slipped through the net, but Naya discovered him. Last time in the shantytown, Naya showed the girl a photo of Lucy, and she noticed the girl might know some clues. This time, she finally got to have a good chat with the girl. From the girl, Naya learned that a few years ago, they lived here together until Lucy fell in love with a man and then started disappearing every now and then. But Tessis is not a good person. Ever since Lucy got together with Tessis, every time the girl met Lucy, Lucy was either carrying a large number of pills or a lot of cash. As time went by, the girl and Lucy went their separate ways. However, a week before Lucy's death, the girl saw her at the trading place. Based on the girl's clues, Naya found the box where the pills were stored, but it was already empty. After communicating with each other, Cooper planned to conduct a sting operation, monitoring from the sky in a helicopter. The colleague then brought Jack out from the police station for a separate interrogation and placed him in the empty shanty town. Now Jack became Cooper's guide because Jack needed to report to the X group. Following his steps, Jack finally found the hideout of the X group, where masks were placed on the table. Clearly, one of them was the person who killed Teddy. After Jack finished informing and walked out of the cave, he found Cooper and Naya lying in wait. Jack could only act as a tainted witness, providing Cooper with the information he wanted. Soon, a large team of law enforcement officers arrived. With careful planning and superior police equipment, the X group was eliminated by the police and the leader was captured alive. It's just that when Cooper asked about Lucy and Abu, they said Abu stole quite a few pills, so he was taken out. As for Lucy's death, no one knew anything. By observing the leader's expression, Cooper felt they were telling the truth, and no one knew who Lucy's boyfriend Tessis was. Cooper realized there was someone else lurking beneath the surface. Given that Lucy's backpack was found at the X group's camp, after some searching, Cooper found a phone hidden at the bottom of the backpack. Now Cooper could only give it a try. In the morgue, it seemed like Lucy also knew Cooper was doing this to seek justice for her. The eye drops slid from the corner of the eye like Lucy's teardrops. This girl, as beautiful as a flower, had not yet seen the world's wonders but had already departed, making one lament the fragility of life. After unlocking the phone, Cooper found there was no SIM card, and the contact list and social media records were completely empty, with only Lucy's photos and videos in the album. Casually opening one of them, Lucy appeared like a forest sprite, joyfully spinning and leaping. She got along well with May here, together in the forest. So 나니까 너는 유치다 내 now.